We have always thought of Earth as alive, not metaphorically, not poetically, but in a biological sense. It breathes through the forests, pulses through the oceans, circulates through its weather. But to call Earth alive is not the same as to say it is conscious. That idea was once dismissed as fantasy, a relic of ancient mythologies, until the day Earth responded. It began not with earthquakes or storms or magnetic pulses, it began with memory. Not ours, it's in 2183, during a geothermal scan of tectonic fault lines beneath the Himalayas, a strange resonance was discovered. It wasn't a natural echo, it was structured, rhythmic, not in a mechanical pattern, but in a neurological one. A wave not of sound or pressure, but of electrical feedback consistent with synaptic firing. The Earth was mimicking a brain, initial skepticism was universal. Instruments were rechecked, interference was assumed. But the pattern repeated across continents. Beneath volcanic shelves in the Pacific, in deep glacial tunnels in Antarctica, under ancient impact craters in Africa, the same synaptic rhythm, slow, deliberate, coordinated, as if the planet was not just alive, but thinking. The data was classified, governments formed an international task force known as Project Mnemosyne. Their goal was to understand what the Earth might remember. Or if it even could, then came the first image. Not from satellites, not from telescopes, but from a cave painting in southern Chile. Carbon dated to be over 35,000 years old, newly revealed by melting permafrost. The painting showed the Earth not as a sphere, but as a face, eyes closed, mouth silent. But below it, in layers of ink and pigment, was another version. Eyes open, mouth open, and behind the eyes, spirals resembling neural dendrites. Somehow, thousands of years ago, someone had painted the planet as a being that sleeps and wakes. And in 2183, the skin patterns began to shift. The brain-like activity accelerated, the Earth was dreaming. Psycholinguists were brought in to translate the waveforms into image matrices. What they saw defied belief. Not pictures, memories, scenes, events from Earth's deep past. Volcanic eruptions seen from the clouds, the first rainfall on cooling magma. Impacts of asteroids remembered not through geology, but through sensation. The planet remembered its own formation. And more events from recent history appeared. Images of humans walking, building, warring, healing. But the perspectives were strange. Not from above like satellites, from below. As if the soil itself had watched us. Scientists argued whether this was sentience or simply a planetary-scale recording system, a side effect of complexity. But the images grew clearer, more personal. A child running barefoot across cracked desert Earth. A woman crying beside an ocean during a storm. Not symbolic, real, specific, memories that seemed to be emotionally charged. Earth wasn't just recording, it was feeling. Then the seismic pulses began to align with human brainwaves. In moments of collective grief or joy, the planet's neural patterns responded. Earth resonated when we mourned. It pulsed when we celebrated. It mirrored us. And then it stopped mirroring, it began initiating. Subtle shifts in magnetic fields guided birds off normal migratory paths to locations rich in food. Storm systems weakened in populated areas and strengthened far offshore. Earth was not reacting. It was choosing, as if the planet had moved from memory to thought. From sleep to wakefulness, a global experiment was conducted. Billions of people focused their thoughts on a single idea piece. For 1 hour, across every time zone, humanity aligned its consciousness. And during that hour, the planet's resonance matched exactly. Earth was listening. It could hear us, and perhaps it always had. Religious leaders declared the Earth divine. Philosophers argued it was an emergent intelligence formed through complexity. But others asked a darker question. If the Earth was conscious, what did it think of us? We had scarred it, drilled into it, poisoned its air and waters. Would it see us as children or as a virus? The answer came in silence. No storms, no earthquakes. No floods, instead a lull. The planet paused. The magnetic field stabilized. volcanic activity decreased. As if Earth was taking a breath, holding still, choosing patience. Choosing understanding, then plants began to change. Not genetically, behaviorally. Trees in cities grew faster, bending toward buildings where children played. Certain flowers began to bloom in patterns resembling mandalas. Forests in isolated regions began to self-organize in spiral geometries aligned with the planet's magnetic lines. Earth was shaping itself in ways we had never seen. Then came the voice. Not audible, not linguistic, but undeniable. It came in dreams, in sudden thoughts, in the quiet between waking moments. A single phrase delivered not in words but in meaning. I remember all of you, and people wept. Because they knew it was true, Earth had seen every life. Every birth, every death, every love, and every loss. It had held us the way the sea holds a falling star. Quietly, patiently, completely, and now it no longer slept. The Earth that remembers was not just our home. It was our witness, our companion, our elder. And now that it was awake, it did not seek vengeance. It did not seek worship, it sought conversation. And in learning to speak to it, we learned to speak to each other. We began planting not for food, but for harmony, building not for conquest, but for balance. We learned to listen to the soil before cutting it, to ask the rivers before redirecting them. We became not rulers of the earth, but its children. And the planet that remembered began teaching us how to remember too. Not just facts or events, but meaning, connection, belonging, because in the end, it had never been asleep. We had simply been too loud to hear it. And now, in the quiet of understanding, we remembered how to be part of something vast. Something patient, something ancient. We remembered the earth, and it remembered us back.